mechanism. It needed to create a simple system where, as he absorbed energy, it could release energy in any shape or form, but keep its structure at either end and start attaching itself for the circulation, blood. It needed to attach itself to blood because iron needed to match the magnetic field of the planet to create circulation by different strength in energy of iron in conjunction magnetic field of the earth. As iron is magnetic, it created the best motion system for it. So cleverly it attached itself to iron. It has created intelligence, so intelligence was easy to do. Then it needed physicality because up to then it was just energy. If we look at it, amino acid in the space of no gravity is in reality a virus. But getting involved in living and conditioning to the planet, a very weak one, extremely weak one. If I was amino acid, Mr. Cohen, I would have chosen slightly one more material to add to myself that I would have withstood the viruses too. And this is where it did not happen. And this is why the man on this planet is weak. It cannot behave as a matter and energy, or what you call it, the soul. But it attached itself and found itself a way to attach itself to energy source by diversity of the interaction of the fields of its own. It created a new energy pack that it could stand better than it, and it could support it. This is what we call the soul of the man. So the biggest mistake was made. Instead of going all the way through physical condition and attaching yourself and itself to copper and zinc and every other metal, he ignored his own essence and the center of his own creation, the energy pack we call the soul. If amino acid at the point of the establishment of life on this planet would have learned to work in a slightly different system way, amino acid would have stayed as an energy pack that could have handled the viruses. So this is the flaw in the structure of the man. It should have interacted with energy and energy with matter condition. It went to the energy matter and left everything in the dimension of the domain of the soul, or the energy center, which had singularity but not dual purpose. So it can only work one in the energy level we call soul, and one in the matter soul level, which we call the body of the man. So if man wants to become a man of space, to live in every dimension, it needs to bring in, to understand, or in a way connect itself to its soul that has an energy guardian, energy filtering system, energy condition to be able to survive the span of universe. As man was moving more and more into the dimension of physicality, it created a kneading system which he had to build on his own. Circulation with blood, storage with liver, digestion system to be able to use different materials of this planet, lung for air, the stomach and digestion system for the liquid and the solid. Then he had to create his own filtering system, the kidneys and what we call the large intestine. Then he had to create a condition that only used the air side as both cleaning up and absorbing. And then it needed to coordinate the working of all this in conjunction with sharing of the soul or the energy center, and it controlled a control center called brain. So in reality, the process of the creation of physical man on this planet came out of the first interactions, and then needing systems to guarantee survival, because in the dimension of physicality, everything had to be handled in physical dimension, where in the dimension of the soul, it had to be only energy or the sun. And these two got entangled, and in the process, man was born. From the first interaction to the position of delivery of the first moving cell with the full coordination took billions of years. And according to the environment, to the availability of the materials, and in the condition of the position in respect to the angle of the planet, new creatures, new animals, new plants, and new life started. Because this planet is rich in diversity of material. And diversity of the material on this planet, if you understood, comes from diversity of the energy through the angle of inclination in respect to the sun. And in that process, all animals, those who could absorb more, found easier way to absorb more. They became bigger, they became dominant. But at the same time, even today as we speak, this process has not stopped. In the jungles of Amazon, in the jungles of South America, in the jungles of Africa, every day, due to change in the strength of the field of this planet, continuously new lives are created. When the scientists tell you they found new species of this and that, most of it doesn't go back billions of years. Due to the ignorance of understanding the process of continuous process of creation on this planet, many of them took shape a few years ago. Or many of the new animals we discover in the jungles or in the planet are the created new creation in interaction with the new fields and all the poisoning and the pollution and everything else which we have done. These are the children of us, our abuse of this planet. Life doesn't stop and did not stop billions of years ago. Creation of diversity on this planet will last till the last second when it enters the womb of its mother. When it reunions and joins back in the life of its life with its mother. When the rain falls back on earth, the sun returns and it receives his own child as earth. Life on this planet, as we call it billions of years, is just a temporary trip. A very, very temporary trip. has a window of the span of existence. And soon as we get pulled more and more into it, life as we see it will not exist. The condition of this planet will not allow. The new position is too close to the sun, and closer the hotter. So at this point beyond and this point within is only a window of life. No more and no less. And in this process where we are created, in this process where the whole structure is created, is a flick of a second in the life of the universe. In a way, if you look at it, it's a desert which gets rain and energy and blossoms, and you see life on it for a very short time till the heat of the sun destroys the rest. This is what we are. A short span, very, very short span. And even in this short span of few million, we choose a few years of it. In so many ways, is it worth it to live on this planet? Or we use this window and we become passengers of the universe. And even in that dimension, our lives will be a flick of a finger. And if we can use the step by steps to become closer to the origin of the light, as even our sun and the galaxies within it will move towards it, because they're in the same process as we were, as a dust on the edge of the solar system. We all come from and we all go back to the Creator. It does not matter if you are a drop of rain, if you're a solar system, if you're a galaxy, or even if you're a universe. Everything is dynamic. Everything will stand the same course, and everything is the same. And what we look at is literally this. What we call our lives, what we call the life on this planet, is a small window of opportunity where the rain has come and the desert becomes green, and soon will go back to be a desert. But in this process, when we understand that the interaction between the physicality and the dimension of the energy creates what we call intelligence. It creates diversity of energies, which in that process of life, we go back to one point. We have the ability to become energy pack in all dominions and reach the Creator. And in so many ways, it will be the vice versa, as was with the sun. We went out of and we came back to. And in this process, if you could understand the condition that what we call the energy or giving of the Creator creates its own condition to be able to become part of the energy pack of the creation, then the man receives the gift of life, the gift of intelligence in its own level. A lion is intelligent as much as a tree. They communicate and understand. So when we speak about the soul of the man, the creation of the man, and the soul which can be aligned with the Creator and us to our level of understanding, is only for us, not the plants, not the animals. Man is so involved in his own hypocrisy that does not see the truth. And in this process, we evolve, depending on position we are created and how long we last. We take different positions and conditions, and we dominate for certain time in that process. Mankind has lost the track of its own existence. So, in fact, what has happened in this diversity and interaction of the matter and fields, we became man, or a mammal who could think and it could use its environment. At the same time, to have interaction between its energy pack and its physical pack, we created a dominion. We call it the brain, we call it the conscious, we call it emotion. And when the mankind understood this, and when the first creator of the cycle realized this, that it is in the control of its own destiny for small environment it lives in, it has the intelligence to affect the position and the direction of the motion of the physicality, and its behavior is back to other energy packs of physicality and energy. Man became conscious of correctness. Then those who understood the direction of correctness, they understood one thing. They understood this, and they understood this. And when you understood both, then we became conscious. We became human conscious. And that